Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the launch of the Basildon group of Diabetes UK. My name's Michael Sykes, or Mike. Basically the group is for those who are living with diabetes and those who are living with someone who's got diabetes. And what we're trying to do is offer a chance to meet and share experiences with others, so that you can all learn a little bit more about diabetes. And hopefully we've got some speakers that are coming along tonight to encourage you to join in.
First of all, good evening. It's lovely to be here, and I'm really thrilled to come along and support Mike and the committee and Lawrence from the regional office in the first meeting of this group. It's a really, really important event, and I hope that this is the first of many, many meetings, and that the members who come hear about what the people with diabetes and their carers hear about what this group is doing and come in larger and larger numbers, because that will be really exciting if they do. And the only way that's going to happen is if all of you feel comfortable at the end of this evening with what you've heard, like what you've heard, and want to come back, then you spread the word yourselves, because that's how it will happen. Now let's just put it into perspective. Currently there are 3.2 million people diagnosed in the UK with diabetes, of whom just under 10% are like me, type 1, and the other 90% plus are type 2. But the very frightening figure is that by the year 2025, it's estimated that that figure could rise to 5 million. That's terrifying. That's in just over 10 years' time. Now, in addition to the 3.2 million, it's estimated there are 630,000 people walking around the UK with the early stages of type 2 diabetes who are not aware yet. Now, diabetes has, in my book, two major effects on people. First of all, the effect on the person concerned, the person with diabetes, because it is unfortunately a lifelong thing. Once you get it, it's unlikely that it's going to go away again, and therefore it's something that has to be faced. But it has an effect too on the families and carers, the people I call the forgotten group. People with diabetes are not always terribly good at acknowledging the contribution that their carers make to their lives. And maybe I've been a bit guilty of that in the past as well. I'm not saying thank you, I'm not realising what I've put my wife and my children through. And I don't know whether you know, but diabetes takes up, the cost of treating diabetes and its complications takes up just over 10% of the whole of the NHS budget. Think of it, 10%. That's £1 million an hour. And it's terrifying. And that is going to grow, they reckon, by 2025, unless we can slow it down, to 15% of the whole of the NHS budget. Now, it's ridiculous to say we can't afford it, because obviously if people have got diabetes, it's got to be treated. But we have a duty to try to help slow down the increase in the rate of diabetes, and we can to some degree. It's up to you what you want to do. It's not dictated to by the region or Diabetes UK generally. It's up to you to think of things, and as long as they fit in the general pattern of the rules, if you like, of Diabetes UK, then what you want to do, you're very welcome to do. And I think the more inventive and innovative you can be, the more you'll enjoy talking to other people that you're able to in a group like this. You will learn far more than you think you will learn. It's incredibly important in a wonderful way. It not only teaches you about diabetes, it can put your mind at rest about diabetes. And it's really, really. But there's one word I haven't mentioned, which is really important too. And you may think I'm being silly, but it's fun. Okay? You can get fun from these groups if they're run in the right way and if you contribute in the right way. And the more enjoyment you get out of a group like this, the more benefit you will find that you get from it.
I'm here really to talk about our team. We have a team led by Shannon Shelley, who's our lead nurse consultant. Historically, there have always been diabetes nurses in the area, but we've really expanded our team in the last 4 years because of the need of so many newly diagnosed people. We have, as I say, we have Sharon, our lead nurse, then we have 10 diabetes specialist nurses. All of us are sisters, lots of experience under our belt with many different things as well as diabetes. We have a diabetes specialist dietitian, Julie, who's working very closely with us with the education especially. We have an associate practitioner, Michelle, and Michelle works alongside us, and also she helps organise all our education. She manages our education meetings and things. We have 4 administration staff who are constantly changing and increasing. Again, the need is there. And we also have 3 consultant endocrinologists that come and join us in the centre to offer their specialist help for cases that are a little bit more tricky, which really basically means that amongst all of us, we have about 2,000 patients under our care, but we don't caseload as such. What happens? People get referred into the service. We help to support them to manage their diabetes, adjust their medication, etc., and then we discharge them back to the care of the GP. We offer home visits for housebound patients. So again, for instance, my area now is Billericay and Wickford. I worked in Basildon for a few years, but now I cover Billericay, Wickford. So if anybody's housebound, they can't come out to see me. When I'm off on my travels to Billericay, I'll nip in and see them at home, refer them to the local community nursing team, and we'll liaise together to plan, offer a plan of care for those people.
This is the road. This is the road to hell.
Now, I guess those of you who were expecting an amusing, entertaining and inspiring talk are now probably thinking you're in the wrong place. But as Mike said, I am going to take you through my journey with diabetes, which I affectionately call the road to hell via the A194, which hopefully will all become clear. And you know how sometimes when you're really embarrassed, you try to say something and it doesn't quite come out how you meant it. What I meant to say to you as a bit of a warning was, this isn't very pleasant. But what I actually said was, it isn't very impressive. To which her reply was, I'm here to examine it, not to admire it. You've got to make yourself look like an athlete. That's what I did. So I went out and I bought proper running shoes and all the running gear and the whole lot, proper running socks and everything. Because you know that a fat old bloke, once he's put his running gear on, he does look like a fat old bloke in running gear. Panic. And I come herring out of that shop. Turn, and I was going down that road. I was off. Heading down that street. And I thought, I'm not jogging, I'm running. I'm running. And I'm fast. I'm impressive. I'm in the most pain you could possibly imagine as my calf muscle decided to tear. But, have you seen the time? 34 minutes. Yeah? Yeah? Bet you're impressed. Because that picture was taken only 3 hours before I finished. I very nearly made it into the top 37,000.
What next? Well, it's up to you really, what's next. Because without you, the committee is just a committee. We need more people to come and tell us where we're going to go. Next meeting is on the second Tuesday of the month. It's always the second Tuesday of the month, and it's always at 7:30, and it finishes about 9 o'clock, and it's always not necessarily in here, but it's always in the education centre in the hospital for the time being. If we get it bigger, we'll have to find somewhere else. Thank you for your attention.